Can you hear me on stream? Can you boys hear
Not
me on
sure if
stream?
that's stream or you.
Yeah, I've muted Dizzy, so you shouldn't. All the voices you can be able to hear is from the stream. So can you hear me? That's the main
Then
thing.
yeah, I can hear myself.
And can you hear yourself as well and me?
Yep.
Perfect. Nutty, can you speak and can you hear me?
I can hear you all talking, but I don't know if I'm coming through your stream or not.
Um,
Yeah,
you should be able to hear me on
yeah,
on
I
my.
am.
You are right. So
Yeah,
I've
it's coming
muted.
through the stream because I can hear myself back.
Right. Okay. That's fine. So you can lower the volume down on the stream now, guy, because you'll be speaking from the Dizzy anyway. So if you're watching the stream, lower. I don't. You won't be able to do that, clown. So you might not be able to view the stream and do Dizzy at the same time.
Yeah, I can turn down the volume on there, so I can turn up the volume on the call and then turn it down on this
Okay.
stream.
Cool. That's fine. That is fine. So I'm going to mute it now. on the stream if I'm doing this?
Well, no, because I have the stream turned down.
Okay, so you can only hear me once. But no, if you had
Yeah,
the
I'll
stream,
only be able to hear you through the call, but then
I
obviously
can hear
if
you
you
through the
mute the
stream.
call, then you won't hear me.
but am I echoing, Natty? Am I echoing through
No,
the stream?
that's hard to work out, mate. To be honest.
Hang on, let me check it. Hang on. Let me check it. Can you hear me through the stream? Can you hear me through the stream?
Yeah.
Can you hear me through the stream? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, hang on. I'm gonna do a test here. And if I do
Need to change your game as well.
yes, hang on.
Your game as well.
Right. I'm gonna see how this works. I'm gonna see how this works and see what chat tells me, but we're gonna wait for Note to come back and then we'll go live. I'll go back to my go back here. And then go to the live bit, go on here, and we are live. Okay, so we are now live. Not that everyone's here, right? Welcome back to Sports Chat, guys. We're back after a little break, putting things together. We've got Clown back with us as one of the co-hosts, and we also have now Nutty D with us, both bringing their expertise and I'd like to say knowledge, but what they've got is minimal, but we'll deal with it for now. But yeah, so we've got the guys back with us, and it's good to be back. We're hopefully going to change the way we show our content and more improved than what we had before. So stick around for what's coming now and on the future ones we do. Today's main topics, obviously we had the World Cup draw today, so we will go through how England come up and the groups and look at is there a group of death within that and what England's route could look like going in, and then we'll be looking at the Premier League. Obviously, a lot's happened since the last time me and Clam were on here talking about the Premier League. A lot of changes happened. So we'll be looking at the table, seeing what things look like with pretty much 10 games left. What the possibilities are and whether key battles will be going in. So we're going to start with the World Cup. Now you're going to come to you. I will show the group table of the slide. I'm hoping the chat can still hear me and you guys coming through when I do this. But here is the group table. So now you're going to go ahead and tell us about what World Cup looks like.
For starters, England's group, I don't think it could have got any better. Obviously, Iran, first time in the World Cup. USA. Then you've got Wales, Scotland, or Ukraine, which sets up a potential mouth-watering clash. The group that stands out for me is Group E, Spain and Germany. It should be a very interesting World Cup as well, for obviously being in the Middle East for the first time. First ever Winter World Cup. So it should be very exciting.
And what does if I'm going to say to you, both you and Clam, what's your group of death from the draw? What are you looking at? Group of death? You're saying E?
For me, I'm saying Group E. Just Spain and Germany. Just I don't see how the others even compete, to be honest.
Well, you say that, but weren't Japan? Was it Japan or South Korea that were one of the shocks in the previous World Cups? That got to the quarters, I think.
Germany. They beat Germany 1-0, I believe, and knocked
Yeah.
them out.
Japan, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. That's what I said at Magic before we went live.
And Clown, what's your you with Group E? Or looking at something different?
See, when I was watching it live, I did sit there and think, do you know what? I agree with Nutty. Like Group E, for me, a group of death is someone that you can't decide who's going to finish in that top two, because there's always three teams that you believe are good enough to go through. And I believe Nutty's right. Like Group E stands out. Like even without Spain and Germany, you don't take Japan lightly. Let's face it. And we all know about the Czech Republic turning up on their day. So
But that's Costa Rica, not even Czech
yeah.
Republic.
And the other one that stood out to me, and it's been getting a lot of traction online, is the Belgium Group F. With the fact that when it got called out, I called straight away Belgium and Croatia to go through. But then there was a lot of talk from a lot of the hierarchy on the BBC about Canada. Supposedly in the America tournament, Canada are not a force to be reckoned with. So that to me stands out, another one. But the one that I did find interesting, and call me out on it if you want, is Group C.
Yeah, that could be a banana skin.
Like let's face it, Argentina, Mexico, that's going to be a heated debate. And I think people sell Poland short, if I'm going to be honest.
You know what, as well, I think would give some of these teams in this World Cup an advantage is like the likes of Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Morocco. Is the like the heat advantage, because obviously it's Winter World Cup, but their winter is like our summer, and these teams, they're used to that environment, that heat, the intensity of playing in that heat. A lot of these countries ain't gonna be used to that, and I think
Yeah.
that plays a big factor in it.
But from what I'm hearing, the stadiums will all have rooms, and if it is classed as a cold day over there, they're going to turn up the heating inside the stadium. And if it's a hot day over there, then they're going to supposedly turn it down, so it's no different from anywhere else.
There's
So
eight stadiums. 7 are brand new. One's been revamped, and they've all got aircon systems installed, supposedly to make it cooler in there for the players.
So I'm starting to think that it's not really going to play that much of a big thing.
It just depends, right? Because you okay, I know it's a bit of a weird conversation now, but you talk aircon, right? In a stadium, how much is aircon really going to go towards the players? Because remember, it's outdoor, it's heat, you're running, you're going to be sweating in, it's going to be humid.
I think once again you're selling short the technology and the science behind Dubai. I can't. Like them nations out there, they're like, and they got a machine that actually makes it rain in the desert. Like, are you serious? So, are you? Is it going to be a surprise that they've actually made what we class as an aircon that actually works?
You've got to look at it as well that this will be the most expensive World Cup ever. With them spending close to 200 billion US dollars on all the stadiums, highways, hotels, aircon, etc., etc. So, they're not leaving no stone unturned there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, guys, just keep talking to someone on the front door. Front door. Just keep going. I'll be back in a second.
Yep, no worries. So obviously, what would have made sense to me, Nutty, I'm not going to lie, I did think this earlier. You would have thought that all the playoffs would have been played before you did the draw, innit?
Well, yeah, but obviously it
I
leaves
want
that.
to ask you a question. So for the England group, obviously we got one of the playoff ones. So who do you think is going to go through? I know Wales have only got one game to play, and Scotland have got to play Ukraine and then Wales. Who do you think is going to go through out of them three?
I mean, when you think of it realistically, you can't really, you can't
I
give an
didn't want
honest
to bet
answer
against
because,
Wales.
yeah, I mean, but you can't give an honest answer because you don't know,
Yeah.
if and when that Ukraine game's going to get played. But obviously, the fixture does have to be fulfilled. But if I was to pick between any of them three teams, I'd lean towards Scotland.
Really?
Yeah, because
Scotland.
I would lean towards Scotland. I don't know what it is about them.
No. I will stand with you on that. I can't lie. I'm not. What
You
I've
look at
seen from
their
Scotland
Euro
is,
20, the Euro Championships, right? Last year,
yeah.
they played really, really well.
Well, even qualifiers. I
Yeah,
believe they've actually got a spine for the first time since what was it? What was the cup called that we used to play them in every year?
Euro '96, wasn't it? No, national.
England, Scotland played a friendly every year.
I know what one you're on about. I can't remember the name.
That's an old
And I
thing,
can't
right? They
remember.
stopped doing it though.
Yeah,
It was a very old school little friendly, and it was played every year without fail. And when didn't we play them in a friendly just before the Euros? And even in that game, I thought, this is a team that looks ready for this Euros. I can't lie.
yeah.
So no,
out of the
I
three
could
teams,
see.
I think Scotland are the strongest.
Okay. So then, who did that bring us on to? Is it Costa Rica and who was the other one? I know Costa Rica have to play someone. I can't remember who it was.
Um, New Zealand.
Yeah, that's the one.
Uh,
So who do you think's going through?
it, I don't know much about New Zealand, to give an
I
honest
don't.
answer. Um,
Well, I can't ever remember me seeing New Zealand in a major tournament.
no,
So
I'd have to lean towards Costa Rica. But again, that's purely because I don't know nothing about New Zealand. Not that I know much about Costa Rica. I mean, I couldn't even name a New Zealand player that springs to mind.
and that's no disrespect to them. That is
No,
purely because I think we all know we're a footballing nation, and there's not many. I know New Zealand for rugby. That's what I know them from.
yeah. Australia and Peru's the other one, isn't it, as well?
Oh yeah.
I'll probably lean towards Australia on that one.
And can I also say that Group G is actually, now I'm actually re-looking at my table. I think Group G is actually not going to be as easy ride as Brazil seem to think that it's going to be. Switzerland aren't no pushovers. Serbia are stronger than people give them credit for, and Cameroon, let's face it, these African teams, they play as good as they get. So defensive wise, maybe not as much, but their flair players are always got a sight to see.
I mean, I'm with Serbia. Obviously, they've got Mitro up front.
Yeah,
If he can continue the form he's in now, going into this World Cup, um, he could be a handful for any defense. Switzerland, like you say, can't be written off. Same as Cameroon, to be fair. I don't think anyone can be written off in that group. Uh, but I'd say
obviously I
I'd
put
lean
Brazil.
towards Brazil and Switzerland to go through.
See, I said Brazil and Serbia.
Mm,
So
I don't know.
might as well get our little predictions out the way. So Magic, who are you going for Group A?
Group
Two
A.
teams to go through.
If I had a look at it quickly, 1 second. Let me just have a look.
So it's
Yeah,
Netherlands, Senegal, and Ecuador.
I'll say Netherlands. See, Netherlands are one of those teams, though, right? That
Can be favourites and still go out in the
still
first
go
round.
out. They've got quality of players that can't seem to play together.
Yeah.
And I think this is the
Yeah.
first World Cup they've qualified for last two they haven't qualified for. And they're definitely qualified for the last one. I think the last two haven't qualified for. But I would still have to go Netherlands. If I'm going to be honest, I'd have to go Netherlands.
Yep.
On
And your
that.
second?
The other one, I'll have to go Senegal.
Well, you don't need to ask me because I picked the same two, if I'm going to be honest. So it's just down to Nutty.
Again, I'm the same. I think Netherlands and Senegal. I don't see Qatar doing anything, to be honest with you. Netherlands and Senegal's my two.
So go on then, Group B. Nutty, we'll start with you for this one.
I
England,
think
USA.
England win the group,
Okay.
and I'm gonna predict that Scotland win the playoffs, and I'm gonna predict England, Scotland go through.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna predict
What?
that.
You predicted the playoff?
Yeah, I'm
Go
predicting the
on.
playoff,
Okay.
and I'm predicting Group B.
So
winners,
Scotland's
England,
not only going to beat Ukraine, they're then going to beat
Wales,
Wales, and then
they're
come
gonna
and beat USA and Iran.
yeah.
Okay. Do you know what? I want to be watching some World Cup watch-alongs with you, brother. I'm telling you now.
I don't think anyone should underwrite Scotland.
No, I'm not saying that they should, bro.
I think that's a big.
But I know damn well the bad omen
it's
USA did to England.
It's hard for me to even say that Scotland can do so well. With the hope, just been a rivalry. But I just think they're too strong for Wales at the moment in time. I mean,
Well,
for
let's
me,
face it, Wales have
there's
been held
question
up by
marks
two
over
players.
Ukraine anyway. Whether they'll be able to fulfil the fixture, obviously for them reasons.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. When I look at the two teams, I'm taking Ukraine out of the equation for now because obviously what they've got going on. But I still go Scotland. I think Scotland are stronger than Wales at this moment in time across the whole field, not even just like single players.
But the Great British going through all in one group. I'm liking the sound of that.
Yeah.
So come on then, Magic. Where we going?
England obviously to qualify, top. This is I can't say this because I don't. I'd want to know who comes through in that out of the three teams. While I get what you and Nutty are saying about Scotland, I'll go against Nutty because Wales are already through to the final of that match. It's better what happened between Ukraine and what happened with Ukraine and Scotland that then decides who plays in that playoff final. So for me, it depends who happens, but I think Wales beat Scotland if that's got through. And Ukraine aren't a bunch of idiots either. They're a strong side. We've got some good players.
No, yeah,
so
we get.
I can't say. I'm not going to put myself out there on that one because I'd want to see who comes through. I think whoever comes through out there, I'll say this: England to top it, and whoever comes through out of that.
So you think whatever teams in the playoffs are stronger than the other two teams that are in the group?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that point of view.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
what I
grumble
say.
at that.
I mean, when you consider like the other team, like Iran, I don't see how they can come close to competing against any of the teams in that group.
See, I think Iran are going to be like your Moroccos, your Tunisias. I think they're going to be very hard to break down. Not make life difficult, but they made it to the tournament for a reason. Let's give them the credit that they're probably owed.
I think Iran are going to be strong until they concede that first goal. Once a team breaks them down,
yeah, because it means they've got to come out.
I think the floodgates open. I think England will beat them comfortably.
You think Iran's going to have another Turkey moment?
I just can't see where Iran have any hope in this group.
Oh yeah, no, I understand that. I've never
and by rights on paper, England should absolutely wipe the floor with them. USA should, and while Scotland and Ukraine should really,
Okay. So we'll go back to Magic for Argentina, Mexico, Poland, and Saudi Arabia.
I will say I'm gonna go. I can't decide who finished top, but I'll say Mexico and Argentina.
Any explanation, or are you just going to stick with them choices?
Just gonna sit with them to qualify.
Okay. Nutty?
Argentina definitely will qualify. And I'm gonna go with Poland. I don't know why. It's something about Poland. They're quite a strong physical side, and again, Saudi Arabia, I don't see them causing much problems. Mexico are a strong side with some decent players, but I just think Poland, they've got the experience, more experience, and I just think Poland will beat. I just think Poland will qualify. To be honest.
So then that leads us on to Group D with France, Denmark, Tunisia, and the second playoff rounds.
France. So, okay, France, obvious one. Who was the
That's
other
what I
three?
said. Denmark, Tunisia, and then the playoff round between Costa Rica and I think it's Australia and United Arab.
Oh, that's a tough.
I said France and Denmark from the start. Denmark had a good tournament in the Euros. Tunisia, I think this is their first time since '98 in a major tournament. And I believe they drew England in the last tournament and we beat them 2-0. Thanks to Michael Owen, I believe.
Yeah. I'm gonna go obviously with France. I think we're discounting these South American teams that used to playing in heat. I really do. I'm gonna go with Costa Rica. I think they'll qualify.
Okay.
They've been on a run of 7 wins without defeat coming into the
Sticking. Oh, look at man coming with his facts.
Yeah, Costa Rica reign in the same group as France and Denmark, are they?
Who's that then? I thought that's what they said.
Yeah, you've got France, Denmark, Tunisia. Then you've got playoffs between United Arab Emirates, Australia, and Peru.
Oh,
One
Peru.
of them three will come through.
Costa Rica's in the group either.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Sorry, just seeing your message. Chat's a bit messed up right now.
But for me, Group D, I think is France and Denmark are the two qualifiers from that group. I think France are too strong. Denmark will be as well. They had a good Euro Championships.
Okay.
I think the only other team that causes problems is Peru.
Sorry, my chat's been dead. I've just realised. So if anyone's there been typing anything, please retype it again. I'll pick it up. Gaz, I just saw your message come through.
Literally, Gaz has put, oi, sorry boys, I'm listening, but I'm cooking too. And that's pretty much all that's
fine.
coming.
Okay, that's fine then. Keep going. That's where we're
at. Which then brings us to Group E, which is Spain, Germany, Japan, Costa Rica, and
New Zealand.
Nutty's going to have to fill me in for that last one. I keep forgetting it.
Yeah, New Zealand.
New Zealand, that's all.
Yeah.
So are New Zealand playing in that playoff final?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Okay. And who were the other three, sorry?
Japan, Germany, and Spain.
Okay, so Germany for me. And this is a tough because Japan are in that. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to stick my decision on a group and say Costa Rica.
Oh, that's a big statement.
Yeah.
Wow. Can't wait for Christmas to come. I'm coming for you, Magic.
Wow. Say that again.
Oh, no, hang
Germany.
on. Germany, Spain, innit?
Someone clip that. Someone clip that.
Did you say Germany, Spain?
Germany, Spain, Japan,
ignore
and then the payoff between Costa Rica and New Zealand.
It's going to be Germany, Spain who goes in. I think Spain will top it. I think Spain will top it.
Oh wow,
Missed out
man!
Spain
Tried
there.
coming
Sorry,
up
I
with
missed out
Costa
Spain.
Rica.
Wow.
Sorry,
Jesus,
I
I
missed
thought
out.
we
I missed
had
out
him.
Spain. That's my fault. My bad. My bad. I missed out Spain on that one.
Come on then, Nutty. Surely yours is just simple, and you're not going to try and mess with anyone's head right now.
I'm just going to go New Zealand and Japan to win the groups. To be honest. Again, it's Spain and Germany, but I don't think you can write Japan. I think Japan are going to be close. I think Spain
I
win the
think,
group, and I
yeah,
think Germany second, but I think Japan are just going to lose
Japan
out
could
in this
be the
cup.
one that causes an upset to one of
Yeah,
them.
But am I right in saying
yeah.
I might be wrong here? I'm just going to backtrack a little tiny bit. I've got two questions. Isn't there any third place teams going through to the next round from this World Cup? Because I'm confident there is. I'm sure it's top two, and I think four best third place teams.
Well, no,
I could be wrong there.
16 go through, and then that leads to a
No, but I'm sure there's a round before the 16.
No, you got the group stages.
Yeah.
Then it goes to quarterfinals, which is 16.
yeah, and then
Okay, my bad. I
semi-final.
thought there was a round in between, so that's my bad.
No,
I thought I heard something about. But and a second question I've got, which I couldn't answer, maybe one of you two can, is when the draw was happening.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was teams that couldn't be placed into specific groups because they played in the same
Yeah.
knockout round. Why could
No, no,
England
no,
have
no, no, no,
Scotland?
no,
I
no.
don't
So,
understand that bit.
no.
right. So, what the rules are? So, a South American team cannot be in the same group as a South American team. An American team can't be in the same group as an American team. An Asian team cannot be in the same group as an Asian team. And an African team can't be in the same as an African. But due to the amount of Europe teams, two can be placed in each group. So,
Right.
obviously,
Okay.
that's why we got Scotland or Wales in our group long before they were even meant to be drawn, because we were the only group, along with Portugal, I believe, that didn't have a second European team in it.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay?
that makes sense now. That makes perfect sense. I just didn't. I'm trying to work out why in my head, and I couldn't work it out. And I thought I'd bring it up in this chat and in this obviously
Oh,
debate
no, no, no.
discussion we're having here to
Because it
understand
kind
why
of
that makes
confused
sense.
me, because at some point I did think, hang on a minute, and Argentina and Mexico, South American. And then someone reminded me that they're more America now than South America.
Okay.
Another interesting fact, quickly, is this is the last World Cup with 32 teams in it. The 2026 USA World Cup will be 48 teams.
That's what I was thinking. There's gonna be a bigger. That's why I had that more right. Okay, that's what I'd read and not obviously registered. The next World Cup is gonna be bigger, right? Makes more
It's to
sense.
expand football, isn't it? It's a
Yes,
part of
yes,
their
yes.
plan.
Right, makes more sense now. 100%.
Obviously,
So
expanded to
where
48
do we
teams.
get
Right.
to? So Group F, we have Belgium, Croatia, Morocco, and Canada. Who would like to go first?
I'll give it to
Well,
you,
I'll go
Nutty.
first. Belgium and Croatia.
You're not worried about Croatia being old now? Because I
No,
don't feel like they've rejuvenated.
no,
Just a question, not an opinion.
no.
Just
I
think
just
they're too
think,
strong.
well, you know, Croatia have been runners up 2018. So they've got the experience, of being there, playing in them sort of finals. Belgium are just, a good, strong side. Just don't see any issues for them two sides, to be honest. No disrespect to Canada and Morocco, but
I know. I think Belgium and Croatia have been in one of them teams that they've been in the same boat as England. You
yeah,
feel like you've got a good enough team, but you've got no trophy to prove that you were one of the best teams.
yeah.
That's yeah. No,
I think
I hear you.
Croatia as well. We all know what Belgium can do. Croatia are one of those sides that have question marks over their names, like
Well, they
England.
knocked us out of the Euros, the World
Um,
Cup, didn't they? So
yeah,
they
and
clearly have
they're a
something
very
left.
strong, hard to break down team, and they just got that experience where one goal and they hold on to that lead. You can't break them down. I just think they're too strong for Canada and Morocco myself. Just don't see any other outcome than them two.
Okay. I can. Once again, I'm sure millions of people agree with you, Nutty. I can't lie there. But Magic,
Um,
Belgium, Croatia, Morocco,
Belgium
Canada.
again. Belgium are a team that are known for not turning up on the big stage for me. We've seen it tournament after tournament. You look at the players and quality they have and they bring to every tournament, but fail to deliver is remarkable. However, I still say Belgium to qualify on top. But I'm against Nutty on this. I'm with you on this a bit on Clown. That I think Croatia are aged. I think there will be an impact with the heat and that. So I'm gonna go out on the limb and say Morocco are gonna qualify in second.
And this is where you're going to get a third change of party because I'm going to take Croatia out as well and put Canada in there.
Ooh,
Wow.
Canada.
Wow.
That's a statement and a half.
I'm
Clown.
writing that down. Wait.
I don't think it's as bad as your Costa Rica in the
No,
group
but I
of
got it
death.
wrong. But this is
Okay,
actually
we'll go there.
no. But I admit I made a thing, but I didn't realize I forgot Spain were in there. However, okay, I'm gonna ask a question, right?
Now,
What you
you're going to ask me a question, and all I'm going to say to you is I've got an inside information on how good Canada really are. Now, I pointed out a fact, and yes, as I said, it's not really a fact. It's just my opinion. For me, Croatia have aged. Your players that we all saw running the show 4 years ago at the last tour. Okay, you're now 4 years older, and you haven't brought in anyone else because you still believe, like England did with our golden age, that Lampard and Gerrard were going to finally lift something. They couldn't fucking lift each other, let alone bloody a trophy. And that's where I feel Croatia have got. I think that they're still trying to push this old team out. Look at Modric, man. Modric ain't running after anyone anymore. Let's face it. And that's where I feel like the rest of their players have got to.
No, but if you see Modric play for Real Madrid, he's still doing it.
Yeah,
still
and look
doing
at
it. Don't
who
get me
he's
wrong, I
got
agree with
around him
you.
at Real Madrid.
No, but I agree
No,
with
no,
you.
no, 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 no. Look at. Okay, so
All I'm saying is
who's normal?
Modric
No, 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 no.
got it.
Seriously, you look at their front three, at their middle three, because that's what they play, a 4-3-3. You name their middle three.
Who Croatia's?
Yeah.
You got what's his name? Is it Perisic? Who's
No.
yeah.
You got Modric, Rakitic, and
I'm sure it's Perisic who plays for Sevilla now.
is it Perisic?
I'm sure it is.
I thought for some reason he was a left winger.
No. He plays central mid. He's playing at Sevilla now. I'm sure. I watched the other day on TV. I'm sure it's him.
But they're all aged. It only takes one.
I agree.
It only takes one fast midfielder, and you're not catching him. And if he then starts linking up that play, I'm sorry, but I feel like Croatia can be undone. Same way that we said, if anyone's going to drop out of that Group E, it'll be Japan that does it. And I feel like Canada have something in their bag to screw up.
Well, this is the first time.
You noted this down, right? He said Canada, yeah?
You can call me on it when it comes to it.
This is the first time Canada's qualified for the World Cup since 1986, and they won 4-0 over Jamaica to get there.
Right, come on, it's Jamaica.
And hey,
Queen. Horrible to Jamaica, but it's Jamaica.
You what, mate?
I said, I hear what you're saying, but I'm going back to Clown, and Clown saying, yeah, but it's Jamaica. Yeah, it's Jamaica. Not been funny. England should be beating them 15-0. So, like.
But that's not the point that I'm trying to make, is it? It's qualifiers are qualifiers. Like,
yeah, but qualifiers. It's a caliber opponent you're facing.
Playoffs are playoffs. But when you get to the major tournament, how many times, like, when England got knocked out against Iceland, where you're not sat there going, what the fuck?
Yeah, don't get me wrong, shocked are everywhere. I get you.
No, so that's my point. So why can't, like, I wouldn't have said anything if we all picked in Group C, Argentina, Mexico, and Poland between all of us. They were the three teams. We couldn't pick between the two.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one of them. I feel like that's just my opinion. I feel like Croatia have
No, fair enough.
literally just got past that point.
No, and I agree with you.
And
Hey, Lady Snipes,
if,
how are
if
you?
anyone's going to creep in there, I don't believe it's going to be Morocco. That's just, if I had to pick out of one of them, I just went with Canada.
It'd be interesting, but all three of us have gone different. Obviously, Nate's gone with Croatia, I've gone with Morocco, you've gone with Canada. So it'd be an
But all of
interesting,
us picked Belgium. Yeah.
yeah, all to go Belgium. So it'd be interesting to see what comes out of that. Comes out of that group.
Well,
And
here's
don't get
the
me
other
wrong,
group of different.
I'll give
Yeah.
you props. I'll put down there. I'll give you props if Canada come out of that. I don't see them coming out of that, but I'll give you props for calling it now if they
Yeah.
do make it out of there.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
So let's go for the second group of death that I think Brazil, Switzerland, Serbia, and Cameroon.
Okay, so
Right.
I'll go with
Okay.
Brazil at topping
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
but the
Shall we
second.
all call Brazil now? Is that what we're going to say? Shall we all just call Brazil?
If anyone goes, and I can't see anyone going against it unless Nate is smiling. Then I don't know whether he's smiling because he's coming out because he's going to come out with something ridiculous in a minute, or what? I'm not too sure, but I can see him smiling there. But I'm gonna say Brazil, and the next bit's the tough.
All right, I'm gonna say something now. Yeah,
Here we
there's
go.
usually one big team that
Yeah,
flops in the group stages, and we haven't come across one yet. I don't think Brazil is the one. But
Thing is, I think Brazil have a point to prove after their disgraceful World Cup exit last time.
yeah. I got a bit of clown on this.
I don't think Brazil do drop out. To be honest, I think I think
And
they win the group.
teams that needed revitalising and youth bringing through, I feel like Brazil have done it the best. When you look at it, like Italy had to get rid of all the deadwood and old age, and look at how it's affected them at national tournaments, even getting to them. Portugal are another one, still getting to the end tournament by the skin of their teeth every time. That's But no, if you're gonna maybe go Brazil to be maybe that surprise shock that doesn't go through, then
No. I'm not.
No,
I'm not
he's
saying that. But
he's he's saying we haven't, and I get what Nate's saying. We've nearly done the
oh
groups.
no, we haven't found one that we think, oh, that might.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm with you
and
now.
he's thinking that could Brazil be the one, but again, what Clan was
Tell you
saying,
what, I
they've got
was
to come
actually
through.
saving that point for the last group because I
Okay,
don't believe
we'll come there in a
Portugal are
minute.
going to
We'll come
just
to
putting
that in
that
a
out.
minute. So who are the other three teams with Brazil again, Clown?
Switzerland, Serbia, and Cameroon.
Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say Cameroon.
Wow, that's even more bolder than well, maybe just as bold as my Canada prediction.
I'm gonna
I
go.
would have said Serbia. Well, my favourites would have been Brazil, Switzerland, but I think Serbia can cause an upset in that group.
I'm gonna go Cameroon. I watched a bit of them in the African Nations Cup. They looked. I don't run, kind of think the African Nations Cup. They looked decent. They looked pretty decent with the players they've got, and I think you put them against. Don't. I think there'll be close games against the Serbians, etc. But I don't know. It's a hunch. Cameroon are that historic World Cup team that somehow always pull it through to at least the next round. And I was in there as one of the teams. So I'm gonna go with Cameroon.
Just leaves you then, Nutty.
uh, I'm gonna go Brazil and Serbia. Yeah, Brazil and Serbia are the two that go through for me.
Cool.
I'll take
Yeah,
that. I'll definitely take that. But
I'm only going
no.
Serbia for my boy Mitro. That's it. I think yeah. I think if that man's fit, I think that's it. It's
But
his
that's the
time to
thing. I
shine.
don't count Switzerland out on their day. That's the only issue that I'm having with that group. That's why I nicknamed it the second group of death, because there's just teams in there that I believe are just too good to not try and get through. Whether it'll be by the skin of their teeth, I'm not quite sure, real talk, but it's one of them. And then to the last group, Portugal, Uruguay, South Korea, and Ghana.
Ooh.
Now, this is where Nutty was just making the comment about no favourite. And I know everyone loves Portugal just because of one goddamn player. But as he has proven this year, not even he can save United. So, is he really going to save Portugal again? Bearing in mind, I think this is his last World Cup. Am I correct?
Yeah, it will be. By the time they're nearly 40 for the next one. Close to 40, be 39, I think. He's 35 now. So I'm still gonna go. I don't think this is the group that it happens in. I think Portugal and who was it? Not Ghana, not
Uruguay.
Who was the other team in there? Portugal, Ghana,
Uruguay and South Korea.
And Uruguay. Portugal and Uruguay, but I think Uruguay would top it.
See, I think it's going to be Uruguay and Ghana.
Nice.
Ghana are one of them strong African teams.
Oh wow!
My two favourites,
So
obviously, normally. Nah, hear me out. Normally, when it comes to the African teams, there are generally two teams that I always pick for, and that is generally Senegal and Nigeria. But at the African Cup of Nations, like you said earlier when you said about Cameroon, these African teams have come on leaps and bounds compared to when I used to watch this tournament. It used to be a joke. But I think Ghana have actually got something. And considering these have all just played in a international tournament themselves 6 months before this World Cup's going to take place, who do you think's got the better prep work for this? They're still going to be unified after that.
Well, Clown, I'm going to say this out on the win. You've made two big, bold, teams in Canada and Ghana in the group stages. Don't get me wrong, you've got to. I guess you got to pick someone, but they're bold. I said to you, if they come through, especially Canada, I will take my hat off to you and say, great call, absolute great call. But I can't see either of them.
Yep, and I bet you didn't. I bet if I turned around 4 years ago and turned around and said, "Oh, I reckon Japan will knock Germany out in that group stage, considering they were the holders," would you have laughed then? And that's my point. This is what the tournament's for, bruv. We all know this. It's the love of football. Anything can happen, and when you're literally representing your country, that's when you see the best of people, because no one wants to lose. It's just the way I see it, bruv. And that's why I just believe that there are just going to be some upsets. And yeah, we've called some of them. And
you know
a
what?
lot of them.
Going back to upsets, right? I'm going to call one now. Looking at these groups just now. If I see any upset, it's in Group E. All right? And it's Japan that caused the upset with either Spain or Germany going out.
If I was going to put money on that, I would have said exactly the same, and it would be Germany that I would see drop out.
I think that's where any upset, any banana skin happens. That is where the upset happens in Group E.
Okay.
But for Group H, I think it's Portugal and Uruguay that go through. Yeah, that's my prediction.
Okay. So now I'm going to put this out to chat. Chat, this goes out to you as well. You can type your answers into this. I'm going to start with you, Clown, first. Who wins the tournament?
Open the door quickly, one sec.
Yeah. Who wins the tournament, Clown?
Huh?
Who wins the tournament?
When?
No, who? Who wins the tournament? I'm putting it on a limb here. Thanks, Lady Snipes. That means a lot. Hey, Gilly.
I think you got to give it to the previous tournament winners. If I'm going to be honest, there's a reason that I feel like they are the favourites, and that would probably be France.
Thanks for the host, Gilly. You can go France.
Obviously, you know me. I'm going to back England all the way.
Yes, I get that. Yeah, I get that. We want England to win it. But if you're going to be a
But if from a footballing knowledge,
football knowledge, yeah.
I'm going to go France.
You can go France. Okay. Chat, if you've got anything, Gaz, if you want to say who you think's going to win it without being
I think
biased.
Gaz already got England for him, but
okay. Okay. So I'm going to go. I'm going to say.
If I see any upsets, it'll be the misses of burnt her sausages. Nutty Pot, I would love England to win, but I'm going to go with Brazil.
Yes, see, I don't think Spain have got it in them. And much as I think Spain are coming with a new.
No, I don't think Spain's got it in them.
No.
I reckon they'll win their group, but I don't believe that they've got the long term in them to go for it. Yeah, they do normally do well, Gaz, and that's what I mean. They do well, but I feel like when Spain come up against a stronger team, especially in the likes of, well, hands down, I would probably say England are probably stronger than Spain right now. France are stronger than Spain right now. Belgium are stronger than Spain. Brazil are stronger than Spain. I would probably say Germany are on par with Spain, or just probably a little bit below Spain.
Okay, so I'm going to go out for a limb here, and this is going to be a big call from me here. It's got to happen one in the tournament. It's got to happen at some point.
You're going to go Belgium, innit?
Yeah, I am, Clown.
You and your goddamn chocolate gut. That's all you think about, innit?
I'm going Belgium because it's got to happen from one. It's got to happen from the one. They've got the talent in that team. They've got so much fucking talent that just can't play together. 1 year it's got to gel, right? 1 year it's got to gel.
We as England fans thought that under Sven-Goran Eriksson. All Lampard, John Terry, all Sol Campbell, all Seaman, all these amazing players. What did we win, bruv? In that 10-year period, or I think it was 12-year period, what did we win?
See,
nothing.
I know. I'm going out on a limb. I'm going out on a limb. I am going with Belgium. Belgium to win the World Cup. No, if you didn't hear that, I've just said Belgium to win the World Cup.
I heard that, and wow.
He was too busy clipping it so we could use it back in later podcasts.
I mean, so far I've got Canada written down.
Canada, Cameroon, Ghana.
Now, I can't believe what I'm hearing.
The reason I'm saying it right now, and Clan, I do get what you're saying as well, but the reason I'm saying it is this: is they've got a squad full of talent. One of these tournaments, they've got to gel up. If they're going to do what England done, like Clown just said to me, where we've got all this talent and win fuck all, and they said we should be winning it, but we never do, or they're going to gel, and they're going to actually do it. And I just think for them, they've got more talent than England had. And I'm headed, but I think they've got more talent than England had across the pitch.
So what? If you reckon, if Belgium and England played each other in the semi-final, who do you think's winning that?
Hey?
Not passion-wise, but who do you think is winning?
If I'm going by paper, I say Belgium will win it. I don't think, and I'm going to say this now, and you both are going to sit there and have a go now, but I'm going to say this. Last World Cup, and etc., when England were in, they got lucky with the teams that got fucking knocked out. That's the only thing that helped them get to where they got to. Mate, it wasn't because they played the best. The route favoured them. They weren't the greatest. Don't get wrong.
It's not about favoured. What, you telling me that Germany just are crap all of a sudden?
No.
Is that what you're telling me?
All I'm saying is...
And that's my point. And we beat them. Denmark, they're not a pushover. We beat them. Colombia, penalties.
That's my point. Colombia, penalties. We're not.
Wait a minute. Colombia beat us the last time we played them.
Yeah, but this is the point I'm trying to make, though. We ain't the greatest of teams. As much as, and we're in a transition now, bringing these young, which I agree with, bringing these youngsters in who I'm betting really quick, really well. But do I think we've got a squad that's going to compete if they play a Belgium or a Germany or a Spain or Brazil? No.
No, but I believe we've got to start in 11, and that's what I believe is more important at a major tournament. How many changes do you see from game to game unless you really have to?
He'll be changing, but he's got to preserve his players. That's the whole
No,
point.
no, no, no,
It's a
no.
4-week
No,
tournament.
because that's what the fixtures are based for. 6 days in between fixtures. That's what it's based for. So therefore, as I said to you, how many times, even in the last tournament, how many changes did you see from our first group game all the way to the final? There was only one, and obviously that was due to COVID, and that was Phil Foden coming out of the squad, which I believe worked no different when you brought in Saka. If anything, I'm not even going to be biased and say we looked better, but are you really saying that we missed Foden?
Foden's quality.
Sterling had the tournament of his life, and I feel like he's got something to prove by saying he's not a one-trick pony.
I think,
Because
don't get me wrong, we've got a squad. We've got a team. We've got a first 11. All I'm saying is, I think the last two tournaments we've done really well. It's been brilliant. From an England person, being an English person, it's been absolutely brilliant, and I've enjoyed the journey and etc. But I don't think this World Cup in Qatar we will be hitting the same heights. I personally don't.
okay, so where are we getting to then?
Hey, I think we go out. I think we got Argentina in the last 16. Nutty? Am I right in
It'll be
saying?
between Argentina's group and France's group,
Yeah.
depending on positions in the
So I think
quarterfinals.
we make the last 16.
Yeah, but we knew this being drawn into the pot one. We knew that our winning the group was always going to cost us.
So I think that's where we get to this year. And that's my bet. I think we've had two great tournaments, and I've enjoyed every single minute of it. And I don't want to disrespect England in any shape or form, but I think with the transition and players that we have right now, I think if they come across I think we'll make the quarterfinal. Don't I'd love to see them make the final again, but I think there's teams out there who didn't do well in the last World Cup who will come, like you said, Clan, will come back to prove a point. There's a lot of teams in the last World Cup that went out early that shouldn't have gone out. Like if you were going to be a betting man, you would have bet on them to win those certain games that they lost or they drew, whatever happened to them. So I think they're going to come back stronger to make a point for this tournament.
Okay. Nutty, where are England getting to then, brother?
But no, who you got for winning it first?
I said Brazil.
Oh, you said Brazil. Okay.
I was about to say, you did say Brazil.
I think Brazil win it. And I think England semi-finals.
Hey,
Yeah,
Zombie
semi-finals
Girl,
for me.
welcome.
Okay, so let me ask you another question just to elaborate on that. So if you're saying semis and Magic is saying quarters, final 16, is that an acceptable tournament as a fan?
You can't, Clown. Go on.
No. Magic. If we made it, if we got knocked out in the final 16, like you said, not due to because we just weren't good enough, but other teams are naturally stronger. Is that acceptable for you to be knocked out in the final 16 of the World Cup this year?
Okay, one second. Just say, hey, Zombie Little Monster, welcome to the channel. Zombie Girl, thank you, welcome. Love you too. Catchy, welcome to the channel. So right, I'm gonna go with this. If we got to the quarterfinals, or if we're not to go semis.
No. Don't backtrack on your own comment.
You want to go based on my? You were saying based on my comment, Clown. The last 16.
Your comment was final 16.
Okay.
That's where you thought we'd get to because we would get Argentina or France.
I would say.
Is that an acceptable tournament for you?
Who, to me or to the country?
No, to you as a
Me,
fan. I'm
as a
not asking the
fan,
country.
I will say, I'm going to say it's probably what I expect. I'm not going to go out and think we're going to go out and win it. I've said it, we're not going to go and win it. So
Mm.
if I'm going by what I said and then what Nutty said, I'd rather go out in the last 16 than go out in the semi-finals more hurt, because you're one step away from the final, going out in the semis, and you feel more
But on our
confident.
day,
You're
you
one
don't
step
believe
closer.
we got enough to beat Argentina and France.
If I was going to favour something, I think we've got a better chance than beating Argentina than we do France. So if I was
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
say, if I was going to say who would I want in that last 16, I'd say give me Argentina. And I think we've got a chance and go with United and say, yeah, we might make the semis. But I think if we got France, I think we
Well,
lose.
I'd name them my favourites, so
Yeah,
obviously that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Obviously, if we got through to the final 16 and we got knocked out by France 1-0, 2-1, okay, I would stand by you and say that's the law of football. You come up against a better team, you get beat by the better team. It is what it is. Yes, everyone loves the underdog, etc., etc. I get that, but now I'm going to pass it over to Nutty. So if we got to the semi-final in where you believe, is that an acceptable tournament for you?
It's never going to be acceptable, is it? Because every team that's going is going there to win the tournament.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's never going to be acceptable. But as an England supporter, as England, from England, we've sort
Yeah,
of
but
grown
just
up
take out
on
the
that belief
support
that we're
part.
never gonna. We get to the semi-finals, and it's always something. Whether we have a poor game or a decision goes against us, or we get knocked out 1-0. Apart
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the European Championships last year, we've never ever experienced anything more than the semi-finals in
Just
our
heartbreak.
lifetime. It's just
Yeah,
constant heartbreak.
that
So for me, it's
was the World Cup against Brazil, wasn't it?
yeah. So for me, it's
Okay.
I'd rather go out in the semis than the quarters, because we've got that one step closer to the final. But yeah, again, I don't expect England to win it. Whatever happens, happens, isn't it? But obviously, we're going there with the intention to win it. Obviously, I want England to win it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with you in that.
we say that
Um,
with chest. All of us are going to say that with chest. I understand.
Just
but
one second there.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can go balls deep and say England are 100% going to go and
Yeah,
win the World Cup, because it's
Mm.
unless Brazil. You look at Brazil, Spain, France. A lot of their fans can sit there and say, "Do you know what? We've probably got a good shot." With us, it's like it depends if we turn up on the day, and that's what it ultimately comes down to in the World
But
Cup. Is
then,
if you
yeah,
turn up
yeah,
on
yeah.
the
yeah,
day, and a lot of our players, they do it week in, week out for club. But on that big stage, sometimes
Really,
for some reason they're
the
bold.
biggest reason I asked is because I was told that when we reached the semi-final of the World Cup and then we reached the final of the Euros, most of what I read was that England overachieved in both tournaments. And that's the only reason I wanted to ask, because instead of hearing from people that people believe are professionals, I actually just wanted to hear from a natural fan, the one that doesn't get paid for their opinion, but goes on more of the eye test more than what stats say or what you wanted to see as the
Right.
pundit.
So if you go back to the Sven-Goran Eriksson days, where you had the Lampards, the Gerrards, the John Terrys, Ashley Coles,
Yep,
a lot of people said that was that England team had the
that was the
greatest chance,
golden years, wasn't it?
golden
It was.
years. That was the team. If they were going to deliver, they was going to win something,
Yep.
and they never.
you're not even close.
My opinion on that team, great individuals, but not
Yeah,
a great
Oh,
team.
massively. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
When you look at the team we've got now, right, there are some exceptional talents in that team
But I
that
see
are not
country
only
pride in it.
great individuals, but are great team players.
yeah,
And there's a different bond when you see them playing, and you see just silly things that you watch, that, you know, the training videos that they do
Mhm.
on YouTube, and just the
Yeah.
interaction side of things. And you look at Southgate, he's just got a different bond with them group of players. It's a whole different environment, a whole different attitude towards every game they approach. Yeah, I do think this is the I think this team that we've got now, this era we're in now, is better than the Beckham, Gerrard, Lampard era.
Because we got a team, 100%. We ain't
And
got. Yeah.
this year will probably be the closest we will come in the past couple of World Cups to winning. But I don't think we're strong enough against some of these other teams at the moment.
See,
I don't
I
know
go
what
with
it
what you're
is.
saying there, Nutty, and I think this year, because the squad we got now is pretty young, right? So they've got at least another 2 World Cups in them, right? So I think this year,
Kenster, you're
will
literally
be
preaching right.
their learning year. Their learning tournament. They'll get to a good place. Don't think they'll win it, but I think what they learn from this, going into the Euros again, and then coming back from the next World Cup, will make them a stronger, benefited team and at their peak for the next World Cup.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. You need to understand that a lot of these players are literally 20,
Yeah,
and come the next World Cup, 24. I'm still not saying you're in your prime yet. So to me, I see a lot of these players being another generation of golden years, as long as, like Nutty said, the pride of the country is still held on their shoulders. Because that's what I didn't feel like we had with that golden year era. They cared more about the money and the sponsorships and the endorsements that were going to come their way rather than the football. It was about what money could be put into England's hands rather than the production of a winning team.
Another thing I'm going to say in terms of England is I think that we all pretty much know what the starting 11 is roughly going to be for this World Cup. But there are some players within the England setup that I think should go to the World Cup. If they don't play, they're learning the experience side of things. And there's some players that are the future, and I believe that the 2026 World Cup could be another World Cup that we could shine in.
Yeah, and that's why
With the
I'm with
youngsters that we have got in that. Harvey Elliott,
yeah,
for a start. I believe
we've
he's
got Saka, we've got Foden.
Yeah,
We've got all these
these are
players coming through.
the next generation.
Emil Smith Rowe is looking like he's going to be something dangerous. Mason Mount, I still believe, can be an amazing talent.
Yeah.
Declan Rice,
Yeah.
future England captain, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I still love John Stones. I think he's going to be one of them that, like John Terry, he's just going to be a rock in that defence you cannot get rid of. And I know he takes a lot of criticism, but I would take a lot of criticism if I played next to Harry Maguire. I don't care how good he plays in an England shirt. You need to find a left-sided centre half, and England needs to do it as quick as possible.
Right, I just want to come to chat quickly because I've seen the front. So Kenster's saying there was no chemistry at the back. Chat, we'll even put it to you, chat. If you're looking at the World Cup right now, which is the World Cup draw happened today, we've said, so I've said I think Belgium will win the World Cup. Nutty said Brazil, and Clown has said France. Who do you think is going to win the World Cup? I know, Gilly, you put Brazil first, and then you put all about Ronaldo for Portugal, but I really don't see Portugal win it. But
well, if he's going to prove a point, it might as well be his last World Cup.
Yeah. So chat, Kenster, catch who do you think is going to win the World Cup this year? For the England fans again, remember your important dates. We've got 21st of November, 25th, and the 29th are our 3 games.
Oh yeah, did you hear what when we play USA?
It's on a Friday, 25th.
Friday, 25th.
We play them on Thanksgiving, supposedly.
No, Thanksgiving on Thursday normally.
Oh, from what I was reading, supposedly there was a massive thing about how USA are going to make us their Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, we'll find out. Gilly, when's Thanksgiving this year? Gilly or Zombie or anyone from the USA on chat? When's Thanksgiving
That's
this
what
year?
that's what I was reading in my chat earlier when I was doing about the World Cup.
It's on a Thursday, so yeah, it won't be Thanksgiving. It might be Thanksgiving Friday, but it's Thursday. Yeah, it's definitely on Thursday, so it's not definitely on the USA game because what they have is they have the Thursday night football for Thanksgiving and then Friday game football. So I know because of the NFL, and that's how it works. So basically, definitely on the Thursday, November the 24th, the day before. It's the day before.
So considering with all that NFL going on, are they even going to be watching their own football team?
We'll find out when they play. We'll
It's going
soon
to be
know.
like watching a game at the Etihad, isn't it? It's going to be
To be
quiet as
fair,
hell.
Clan though, they'll probably because everyone gets that time off, right?
Oh yeah. It's
Whoa,
national holiday.
Gents are
I forgot
coming in with
about
a
it.
big prediction there. England versus France final. France win.
Wow, Kenster, France win.
Wow. Do you know what? I would accept that as a fucking brilliant World Cup. I will take that all day long. And I would say France to win it by 1-0, or it goes to penalties and France win it.
That also makes it interesting because if you go back to the group stages, and that means that one of us has to either finish second or first because we can't
Yeah, to avoid
both
each
win our
other.
groups. Yeah,
Yeah, we have to. There's got to be a way where both of us avoid each other
yeah,
to make that to what Kenster's saying to make that happen. What Nate is saying is right. There'd have to be a massive turn of
massive.
events
Yeah,
to make
Yeah, because
that.
the way they've drawn it this time, it's been literally so you know every single match from the group stage onwards, isn't it?
Yeah,
but that's interesting.
that's a good.
Okay.
That's a shout, Kenster. But you're looking for a lot of fortune to go away from the journey for them to stop meeting in the last 16 because England will meet Argentina or France in the last 16 depending on where each team finishes. So it'll be an interesting factor to see how if that does happen. Could be a good shout there, Kent said. Could be a really good shout on there.
And let's face it could be right because I'm not going to lie. If we drop points against maybe Scotland or someone that comes into our group, a draw could actually seal that fate for England if we drew one of our games and finished second.
And that's where I can see it happen. I think if we're gonna drop a point, it'll be because we play
It'll be
Scotland or
against one
Wales.
of the UK
Yeah,
teams, Wales or
yeah.
Scotland. Yeah,
Because
that's what I said.
wasn't there a friendly where they drew 0-0 last year or the year before?
So the last time we played Wales, obviously we beat them. We played them in group stages last time. We beat them 3-2, I believe it was. Two amazing goals from Bale. I can't lie. One a free kick and the other one from like fucking 50 yards out. And the last time we played Scotland, I believe it was either a 2-2 or a 3-3 draw, and we were 3-0 up
Okay, well,
or
needless to
2-0
say.
up, one of the two, and they literally scored all of their goals to bring it back to a draw in literally the last 5 minutes.
Okay, right. So this is where we're gonna wrap up the World Cup side of it. Some good bits and bobs, and obviously we've all made a few bold predictions. So chat if you haven't heard before. I've gone with Cameroon
It will be
spot on.
uploaded to YouTube, people. So
Um,
head over to the same place as always, and it will be uploaded for your pleasure very soon.
um, and then we've got Clown thinking that Canada will make it at the group stages, and he's also put was it Ghana Nutty making it at the group
Yeah.
stages.
Yeah,
So again, it's some bold
This is
obviously.
coming from the same guy that called out Costa Rica and Cameroon, but
Yeah, remember I crossed out Costa Rica. I forgot about the name on that. Right, chat. So we're going to quickly move on to what's coming up this weekend with the Premier League. Obviously, we've had a big gap since our last show because of technical difficulties, but it looks like we've actually sorted it out. So this stream is working how we want it to, and we've got everything working well. So I'm gonna quickly on screen. You will see the league table, which I'm going to share with everyone now. In a second. Um, and here we go. So you can see the league table on screen. This is how the Premiership looks as it stands right now. So we've got a tight battle at the top between City and Liverpool, and they meet each other in 2 weeks. And then you've got this scrap for the Champions League in there, and the top four, which is looking more and more exciting with the teams that left in there, with teams that got games in hand. And then we've got the relegation battle that you see between, I guess you can put, I'll come back to that in a minute, but you've got, Everton won the, I don't want to say shocked, but surprised that they're down there, considering what
Yeah.
players they've got.
With also 2 games in hand, so
Yeah,
we'll let them play them first.
So we go. So, Clown, I come to you. Going looking at the, I guess Clown, and I'll ask you first two questions.
Okay, so first we might as well just start with like the title race, really. So Liverpool are kicking off the weekend anyway, so we're gonna end up coming back to you, Magic.
Yeah.
You kick off the weekend against Watford at home. I believe it's 3 points in the bag for you boys.
No, I agree.
Now, a lot of you will recall me talking about Man City at Christmas and about their run. And as I was proven correct, they won like, what was it? Something stupid, something like 14 on the bounce. It was madness. No team's ever done it before. Liverpool and Man City are just breaking records left, right, and centre. Ones that just show how dominant you have to be to win the Premier League these days. But no, yeah, it's easy for Liverpool, I think, this game. I think, yes, Watford are going to be fighting as hard as they can for that relegation battle. But when you're fighting a relegation battle, you don't want to see your next fixture being Liverpool, really, do you? And that's the way I see it, sadly, for them. They didn't show much against my team the other week. So I feel like, yeah, Liverpool have got this one in the bag.
I think it's a 3 points kind of thing. It should be, but I say it should be 3 points, and I'm pretty confident we'll get 3 points out of it. We're at home, so I think we'll pull off the 3 points in that. I think the question that's been flying around for me, and it'd be good to get your guys' opinions on this, is next week's game a title decider at the Etihad?
Yeah,
I don't believe it is, because it's still only a 4-point difference. There's room for slip up. If they still had the big gap, I would say I don't think it is. But I want to hear your point of view on that. It's a game at City, a title decider, or whoever loses still got a chance.
You've always got a chance, but what I don't think you're taking into account right now is the fact that you're both. You're both looking at different things at the minute, and that's what I strongly believe. Like, I believe Man City's drop in form is because of how hungry they are to finally get that Champions League.
Right.
Do you get what I mean? And I feel like Liverpool, you want that Premier League so bad. So it's not just a COVID Cup, as obviously rival fans banter you for, etc. But more importantly, you play for the fans. So to do that whole celebration in front of your fans, and I don't even think it's just that. Do you actually know where if you beat them at the Etihad and then win every game after that, do you know what game you officially win your title? And where?
It depends on City's result, but it will go because we'd only go 2 points clear. It'll be the last game of the season.
If you beat City,
yeah,
right, and then you win every game, do you know what fixture falls on you, regardless of City's results, falls on you winning the Premier League?
Yeah,
and you're going to love it. As a fan, you're going to love hearing this.
I've got it here because I was looking at it literally.
You would win the title at Old Trafford.
Yeah, but that's the game that hasn't got a date yet.
That's my point. Yeah, and that's where I believe we're going to get onto another similar scenario in a minute. But the run that I see Liverpool in at the minute, you reminded me of what Man City did between the start of December all the way through until February. And as you know, playing on all competition fronts later into the stages takes its toll. And this is why I said to you, I believe you've got more of a team than you allow, or a squad than you allowed yourself to believe in. And now it's showing.
Okay, now what's your opinion?
It could. I mean, I'm still on a belief anything can happen between you two. I do believe
Do you think
whoever
next week's a
wins.
title decider?
I don't want to say title decider. Um,
But would it, do you believe, like I do, whoever wins that game, it gives you that strong advantage to believe that you're just going to go on and win it? And that's what I believe is half of the reason why they're going to do it,
I
is
think
because of that belief
whoever
that
wins
game.
that game will have the edge.
Yeah.
Like you said, Man City obviously they are concentrating on that Champions League. That's what they want. Um, that pretty much would seal everything Man City's worked for in the
Yeah.
last 10 years. Um, Again,
From
I think
nobody to
Liverpool
everything.
really want the league again.
Yeah.
Purely because when they won the league for the first time, God knows how long, they didn't get the fans in there. It didn't feel right. It didn't, as a neutral fan, it didn't look right.
Yeah. I can stand by it.
And if I was a Liverpool fan, I would have been gutted that I never got to see the victory parade properly. I didn't get to see the
Yeah.
trophy presented in the ground, all stuff like that. But again, I think as long as Man City remain in the Champions League, they're distracted elsewhere. Potential to pick up injuries. So there is potential for slip up, but I do think whoever wins on that weekend does have the edge. And I'm going to make a prediction here. I think Liverpool win the league
Thanks,
again.
Beans.
Yeah, that's what I said. Liverpool to win the league and Man City goes on to win the Champions League.
Yeah,
Both make history in their
I
own
think
rights.
Liverpool win the league. That's my opinion from an outside perspective.
And I'm going to go this.
Yes, they are at the Etihad. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kenstar.
Kenstar, they are. So it is a tough game. But then again, I'll go Kenstar. So I'll use your comment and saying I think if I think Liverpool are stronger at home than City. I think you've got rooms because the way City play to win at the Etihad, like Tottenham showed when they turned up there. They went and pulled off a 3-point, and I think Liverpool got that capability, and we've got a good record at the Etihad. We haven't got a bad record there at all. So I'm confident. I personally think it will end up in a draw. I think both teams are too scared to lose it. Personal opinion. So I don't think it'll be as open as other games have been, unless there's an early goal in it somewhere. Then I
See, I
think
think there's going to be goals.
I don't think it's going to be as open as people think. But going back to who I think is going to win,
I'm
I
not
think
saying open. I'm talking about just the excellence of football. That's
no,
where I'm coming from.
no.
I
I
don't
get what
think
you're
it's going to
saying.
be poor tactics or bad mistakes. I'm talking about quality of football, scoring quality goals, quality plays in.
No, I think it's going to be a 0-0 or 1-0. Personal opinion. I
Wow.
think it can be a nil.
Okay.
I just think it's a game that not one of them are going to want to lose. Not one of them are going to want to lose. And I think both. Actually, I lie. I don't think Liverpool want to take a draw out of there. They'd want to go for the win. But I think City will take a draw out of that
Well,
and keep
that's,
ahead. Personal opinion.
I
And
think it also depends on when the game gets played.
well, it's a Sunday, Wednesday. We've got Benfica straight after, and they've got whoever they've got in the Champions League 3 days later. We've got
So
Benfica 3 days later, and they've got whoever they've got 3 days later.
again, is Man City going to have one eye on that Champions League game 3 days later?
that's what I've been trying to say.
And I'm going to go out in here and say it because I'm going to be a cocky bastard this time and say it. I think we win the fucking lot. I
Oh,
think we're
now
just
you
on
want to
form.
stand by your team, yeah?
Whoa!
I think we're on fucking form. I think we win the FA Cup. I think we win the league. And I think Champions League just suits Liverpool down to the ground. I just think we win the lot. Our route to the final, I'm happy with it. I'm actually comfortable with our route to the final. So I think I personally think we get to all the finals. I think we'll get to the FA Cup final. And I think, and even though we've got City, I think we'll get there. I think we'll get to the Champions League final with our route there. And I think we'll meet City there in that Champions League final. I think it will be out of us two.
That's interesting.
I think we meet City there. So, personal opinion, biased or not, Liverpool's next game will be their quarter final. Oh, so it's before. Sorry, I lied. I got it wrong. Liverpool play Benfica before they play City, and City play after the Liverpool game. So Liverpool's before, City's after. So you could be right with where that's. I think we lost Clown for the minute on there. So it'll be interesting. Interesting point, but that's what I'll go with. Okay. So Kenster, who would you say for Champions League and or chat? Anybody on chat who's obviously interested in football? Who would you say is winning the league and the Champions League, in your opinion? On that, Clown seems to be having difficulties. Don't know if he's lost internet. So I'll go on to the next bit, Nutty. We'll continue off. Top four. So we've got Chelsea sitting. Top four. We've got Chelsea sitting at 59 points, playing 28 games. We've got Arsenal sitting at 54 points, playing 28 games, and then you've both got Tottenham and United, both playing 29 games, sitting 4 and 3 points behind Arsenal, and the other two above them. So Chelsea and Arsenal both got a game in hand.
For me, I think the top three now is the top three.
Okay. Ken, who do you mean? Champions League final, Premier League? I still think I'll come second. So you're a Liverpool fan, Ken? You're saying Liverpool come second? Okay, Liverpool's okay. You going for here, right? Okay. So going so Nutty.
Yeah. So for me, the top three now is the top three.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a two-horse race between Liverpool and Man City.
Yeah.
Man United, they're just so hit and missy at the moment. I don't know. I fancy West Ham to finish above Man United. At this moment in time, Tottenham.
Hey, Froggy.
I don't know about Tottenham at this moment in time either. To be fair, I mean Conte actually made a statement saying that if Tottenham were to qualify for the Champions League next season, it'd be a miracle. And I think that's quite a bold statement when your team's sitting in fifth and only 3 points behind the team above you, Arsenal.
No, I think he's just deflecting. I'm going to be honest.
Are you in, Clown?
I am. For some reason, it's just not coming up with my camera. But when I turn my camera off, it just shows my thing perfect. If you can still hear me, then
yeah, we can hear you. That's fine, Clown. We can hear you. That's fine. Well, looking at it.
No, I believe he's just deflecting. I believe he's finally understood how crap Tottenham really are, and he underestimated that job when he went in, thinking that, well, I've got Kane, Son. What else do I need? Well, you need a whole goddamn squad. That's what you need, mate.
No, but again, I'll go what Nut is saying there, because I'm right in saying, hey, Kiwi Bear, I'm right in saying, and tell me if I'm wrong here, Clown, that Arsenal's game in hand is against Chelsea?
No, it's against Tottenham.
It's against Tottenham.
That's why I said to you, we're going to come across this scenario in a minute.
Right, okay.
Because I reckon, unless Man United or Tottenham slip up before we play any of them, because people need to remember we still need to play Chelsea, Man United and Tottenham. But Tottenham is the one that's not been decided. Now, I believe if it stays the way it is, like your game, that game against Tottenham becomes a 6-pointer.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, we were all here back in November, December when you were all cussing out my team, telling us that we weren't good enough. And I had to take that crap and I had to listen to it. And now all I'm hearing is we're overachieving. Now, I need people to understand, like, you can't be both, really. Now, as a unbiased person, which I've always tried to be on this show, yeah, Arsenal haven't been great. And the first 3 games killed me, literally. But when we did the Christmas show and we spoke about top 4, Arsenal weren't even in the talk about. And now we've become relevant again. So I feel like it's a case that do you just say we're only there because of other teams slipping up, or are we there because you can actually finally see Arsenal playing football, looking stronger in defence, not rolling over? Like, I've had Man United fans come up to me and say, "Do you know what? I actually had to stand up and watch because after you guys did the double over Wolves, I actually had to sit there and go, okay, all right." And then you beat Leicester, and then you beat Aston Villa. I don't think it's just luck of it now. I really do believe Arsenal have what it takes to finish in that top 4 above United, who, let's face it, are the new Banter FC, and above Tottenham. Because apart from Son and Kane, I don't believe they've got anyone.
No, I think Tottenham are a spent force, and I personally think Conte will leave in the summer. But I don't see Levy giving him the money to spend that he needs to rebuild that squad.
What are you talking about? I'm sure Levy made another gentleman's agreement like he did with Kane.
I think Kane will go in the summer, but that's a different conversation for another time. But I think Kane will go in the summer.
So who are you, considering it's my team we're talking about, who are you two booking for that top 4?
So
who's getting that 4th place?
Nutty was just saying, you said Chelsea for the first one, didn't you, Nutty? To stay where they are.
Well, Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea, they're safe Champions League, aren't they?
I think the top 3 is the top 3 now.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
I don't think Arsenal overtake Chelsea.
No. I don't believe that either.
I'm not going to sit here and say, Arsenal drop down, or because I don't think Tottenham and Man United are consistent enough or playing well enough at this moment in time to go into the 4th spot.
If you're into football, please join in the discussion. If you've got any opinions, put them on the chat or bring them up.
If I'm gonna say, at the moment, for me, the season finishes the top 4 teams now. That's the top 4. I believe West Ham, as it is now, the top 4 is that is the final top 4. The top 4 teams in it now is the final 4. And I'm gonna go out on a hunch, and I'm gonna say that West Ham will finish in 5th place.
Ooh.
With Tottenham, and Man United would drop down to 7th.
Wow.
Big. I'm going balls in.
Clown,
done.
Note that, Clown.
Banter FC definitely just became banter down low, mate.
West Ham, I think, deserve it this season.
But once again, I think West Ham's issue are going to be what Man City's is. Yeah. I think they're so concentrating on that Europe because, let's face it, they win Europa. Like, but my team gets screwed, bruv. Like, we finished 4th and we still don't get in Champions League.
Why?
I do. That's my prediction.
Why wouldn't you get in Champions League, Clown?
Because don't the winners of Europa go straight into Champions League?
Yeah, but the 5. If you win the
and
Europa,
because they're English, doesn't that knock out the 4th spot? Because that's what we did the other year.
No, they changed it. So basically, there's four. You can have maximum 5 teams from one country in the Champions League, which is for the top 4, and if your team wins the UEFA Cup. So basically, Arsenal wouldn't lose their spot, but the UEFA Cup team would go straight to the group stage. And I think, if I'm right in believing, I could be wrong, the 4th stage
would Arsenal have to play a qualifier.
They would have to go through qualifier because West Ham would take their spot in the group stages.
Yeah. All right.
It's what I believe, anyway.
But no, I believe that's where West Ham's going to come undone, because I do believe they've got a dream of lifting a European trophy for their first year being back in one. And it would be a dream come true. Let's face it, West Ham, they've played really well, and no one saw them beating Seville. Let's face it. Like, they're the holders. Emery's proven track record in it. And West Ham did it. So I would like to think that they're going to put more into that than they are.
I agree with Clown, because I think Sullivan's always ambition is to get in the Champions League. They're not going to get it through the top four, but they've got a chance to win the UEFA Cup.
It's not just that. You think about Declan Rice and his contract coming down to an end, and if they don't get Champions League, I know damn well Champions League teams, not just Premier League teams, but Champions League teams are going to want his signature.
And doesn't it bring you back to that thing? Do you remember all those years ago when Liverpool weren't getting into the Champions League and they won the Champions League, and Chelsea were going to buy Gerrard, and then last minute he changed his mind, and that's because they won the Champions League to get back into it, and that's where all these rule changes. So I think Declan Rice is in the same situation.
It's proven records everywhere. You look at some transfers; everyone's gone somewhere to win something.
So yeah,
Van Persie, Sol Campbell, Cesc Fabregas. Like, these are just players that naturally just went on because they wanted to win something before it was too late. And yeah, I reckon it would do Moyes some good. It would definitely kind of give him some type of clarification that Man United wasn't just his fault.
No. Okay, so I've got a question now for you guys. To try to get to the end of it. So, bottom of the table. Listen to my facts first before you think. Hey, Bat, thank you for the bitties. Hope you're good.
If you come at me with Newcastle still getting relegated, I'm done.
No, I'm not. One, right. Everton got 2 games in hand. I've got 2 prone question to both of you. One, will Everton go down? 2, before you answer that question, their fixture list coming up: West Ham away, Man United at home, Palace at home, Liverpool away, Chelsea at home, and then I've got Leicester and Arsenal as the last game of the season.
All I need to know is, what are their 2 games in hand?
I'm not going basically.
They'll be whatever the weekday games are.
So I think the weekday games are second, third, fourth. No, not that one. 9th, 16th. They don't seem to be. No, I think they've just fit in with the FA Cup weekend, Clown.
Oh, it shouldn't be. Most people like us, we're playing our game during midweeks to catch up.
The dates on here, the dates might be wrong in here. Don't get me wrong, Clown. But at the moment, it's only 2nd, 9th. They're all Saturday, Sunday games on this.
One of their games in hand could be against Burnley away. That's on a Wednesday night.
Once again, a relegation battle.
And they've got Brentford in there. So all I'm saying is, look at their fixture. They've got Arsenal last game of the season.
I'm not disputing what you're saying.
So, in your opinion, do Everton go down?
Burnley and Leicester are their games in hand.
See, I said my 3 relegation bets were actually Norwich, Burnley, and I still reckon Leeds might go down. They were my 3. I reckon Everton will stay up, if I'm going to be honest.
There's only 3 worse teams than Everton at this moment in time. When you look at the league,
okay. Do you see Burnley or Watford pulling them out to put Everton in it?
No, no.
Realistically, no.
But then after what Newcastle proved against them, it's one of them. It can go any way, bro.
If you look on paper, like if you was to look at it on paper, and history and past events, you'd say Everton will get out of it. But when you look at Everton's remaining fixtures,
it doesn't look good.
But Burnley away is never an easy place to go.
Yeah, and the form they're in isn't.
Man United at home. Then they go have Leicester at home.
I don't think it matters where Everton go. No, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think it matters whether they're at home or away.
They pull both.
realistically, if you go through their last remaining games and you look at the possible points they could pick up,
There isn't much.
Burnley is, you say they've got a 70% chance. Man United at home, I don't think they've got much chance.
Brentford.
Leicester, I don't think they beat Leicester.
They've got
I
a
think they
Brentford game.
get battered by Liverpool. I think they get battered by Chelsea. I think they lose away to Leicester. And then I think it's the last game of the season against Brentford. They could pick up a point.
They've got Arsenal in there as well.
Yeah. They got us second from last game.
No, last game going by this on the 22nd. They've got Brentford on the 15th. Dates might have changed now from what I'm looking at. But that's what I've got showing here.
Yeah, they've got Arsenal in amongst that as well.
Second from last game.
So when you go,
one's not been decided still.
So when you go through the games they've got left, realistically, they'd be looking to pick up points against Burnley. And
I don't see them picking up more than 6 points, if I'm honest.
No, and that's the point. Look at that run-in, and then you tell me whether... I don't know. I think Burnley and Watford have got a chance to get out of this if they get their shit together and drag
I don't think Burnley has.
straight into it. The only way Everton survive, in my opinion, is because the other teams, like you said, teams below them haven't got enough to get out in them.
Watford is the only one that I can see maybe trying.
Watford have got the chance to pick up points because they're not going to beat Liverpool. They're nothing. They've got Leeds at home, Brentford at home. So that's potential for 6 points.
Yeah.
Man City away means, well, we all know how that's going to go. Then they've got Burnley at home.
This is thing is, am I remembering right that this is the same team that stopped Liverpool going unbeaten?
Yeah.
Can I just put that out there as well? And they were in a relegation battle that time as well, and still put 3 past you and drew, and you didn't score 1.
We did. We won
3-1. Can we just think about that for a second as well? I just remembered that. That just crept into my head.
But that was 2 years ago. Things have changed since then.
What, when you won the league?
Yeah.
It's still the point.
But you can say that was every game that's happened, that's been that situation in the last 2 or 3 years.
Well, no, the only 2 losses that ever stand out for me in the past, I would say 2 years and then this season, so 3 seasons, is the Watford loss, the 3-0 loss against Watford, and then you're slapping up by Aston Villa.
You should look at the slap up that Arsenal got, not what Liverpool are doing, mate.
Right.
Mate, I am watching what Arsenal do, and I'm watching us climb. We're coming. Don't you watch it?
Going back to Watford, right?
Yeah.
There's seven weeks left, basically, of the season. 5 of their games, of the remaining games, are at Vicarage Road. Leeds, Brentford, Burnley, and Leicester, and are rearranged against Everton. But yet Watford's form is better away from home.
Yeah.
And their last game was against Southampton, where they beat them 2-1, and it's on here now that I'm looking at it, was their best performance of the season.
Yeah.
When you go through them games that they've got left at home, Leeds, winnable. Brentford, winnable. Burnley, winnable. Leicester, possibly a draw. Everton, winnable.
I'm with you there, and this is the only reason I brought up the question. Thanks, Gaz, and this is why I brought the question. I personally think that, you know, we talked about a shock from the World Cup, right? Or who would be shocked? I think that will be the shock of the season. Forget who wins the league, everything. If Everton go down, I think will be the shock of the season.
Magic, do you remember me telling you a while ago that Everton go down? And you laughed at me.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but this is because, Nutty, this is the same guy that's told me that Newcastle weren't getting out of the relegation zone before the end of the season.
Again, at that point, I did see it. I'll be honest with you, I did not see him getting out of there. And to be fair,
wait until January, and that's what I mean. Like, you were the one that was trying to tell me that, regardless of who they're playing against, Liverpool, Man City, if you're in a relegation battle, you're fighting for 6 points. It's not just let's get a point at Etihad. If we're lucky, we'll see that as a win. No, they're coming for fruits.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
That's all. Obviously, no, I reckon if anyone's getting out, I'm with Nutty on that one. I believe it will probably be Watford that can claw their way out. Burnley sold their one player that could probably get them out of it. And Norwich were probably relegated at Christmas, if I'm going to be honest.
Norwich are gone. You know,
And to be fair,
Norwich were relegated the minute they got promoted. Let's be real.
As a Liverpool fan, it will make my fucking day seeing Everton go down. Just like Nutty, if you're like you've been for, if you saw Chelsea get relegated, make your day, right? As a Liverpool fan,
It's already made my season
I'd say
seeing the
it's getting
Spanish
closer to
on
becoming
Chelsea.
a reality.
Guys,
what,
I've
Gaz?
had a Leeds United win the league. This guy smoking some next level stuff.
Hey, Planet Gameplay, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
So
Gaz,
Liverpool, Watford. We're all saying Liverpool, yeah.
for
Liverpool, Watford. We're all going to go Liverpool then.
yeah, Liverpool there.
Liverpool win 4-0.
I said 3-0. I can't lie. Brighton, Norwich.
Brighton win 2-0.
I said Brighton 2-0. Burnley, Man City.
Man City 3-0.
See, I called this a lot closer than what I originally thought, and until I said it about Burnley not scoring goals to keep them up. But Man City's away form isn't that great.
Next one.
Chelsea, Brentford.
Chelsea 2-1.
I say draw.
Ooh. Don't say that because now you got me fucking second guessing.
No, Chelsea win 2-1.
Okay. Leeds, Southampton.
I'm going 2-2 draw.
Leeds, Southampton. I go with draw.
Wolves, Aston Villa.
I say Wolves win.
I said that was a draw.
I'm gonna go Villa 2-1.
How are you, Blank?
And last game of Saturday would be Man United versus Leicester at the Old Trafford.
I say a draw. Actually, no. I hate
2-0 Man United.
Scum win.
I reckon Man United will win.
Guys, hold that thought, but I'll be coming back to that in a minute.
So Sunday's games kick off West Ham versus Everton. I said West Ham 2-0. And then last game on Sunday is Tottenham Newcastle. I put this as a draw.
I think
I'm gonna go Spurs.
I think Tottenham are going to underestimate Newcastle.
No, Spurs win 3-1.
I see Spurs winning that as well. And then we've got Palace Arsenal Monday, if I'm right.
And then Monday, Crystal Palace host Arsenal.
I say that's going to be
Palace win 5-0. No, I'm joking.
You are so lucky my camera is off right now. Otherwise, we'd be getting fucking letters left, right, and centre from fucking Twitch, the FA, everything, bruv. Don't start on me, blood. I've held my tongue all
Here we go. Arsenal
soon.
fan TV's coming out now. Here we go.
Man's not been using big enough bait, and man just pulled out his juiciest word for the last fucking minute. Is that what we're saying? Yeah.
He's anyway, to the end.
I've done that for the reaction, but
yes, Ash, what are we saying, brother?
I'm gonna go Arsenal beat Palace 2-1.
Right, can I just let you in on some information that I already know? So Zaha and is it Alessia?
Yeah,
they're midfielder. They're both not going to be playing. Zaha got injured in the first game for Ivory Coast. His is a grade 2 hamstring injury, and Alessia is Patrick Vieira was bigging him up the most in the post-match interview, but literally if he was confident about one of them, it was him. Zaha is definitely, and considering that they're in a semi-final against Chelsea, I don't think that they're going to risk their two best players before it. So if that changes your scorelines, I just thought I'd give you a little bit.
I still go Arsenal 2-1.
I'm just going to go for an Arsenal win. I'm not really comfortable in predicting the London score.
Okay. So, I think that would draw personally for me.
Well, the first one ended at 2-2. Not that I believe Crystal Palace should have had 11 men left on the pitch before half time, but that's...
Okay. Right, chat. So we've come to the end of today's show. Thank you for everyone that's come in today. I really appreciate the support. Now, when me and Clan done this before we bought it back, we had the five
Magic
star.
Six.
No, what was it? 5 star. Can't remember what I called it back then. But we're going to call it the Magic Scorecard. And what you've got to do is predict 5 scores of the games that I choose for this weekend. And what I will do is I will put those 5 games on my Discord. If you are not on my Discord, but you are on Discord, DM me and I will send you the fixtures. And all you've got to do is predict the scores for each 5 of those games. You predict all 5, there is a £25 Amazon voucher up for grabs.
And just a disclaimer, people, if your predictions are not in any one of our three's DMs before 12 o'clock Saturday, they do not count.
100% correct. So if you're part of the Clowns with GBC community, you can go to Clown. And if you want,
just my DMs. Just hit up my DMs, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. It's not a case of. It was just I wanted to put it out there. I don't want to get messages at 1:45 or 12:30, literally on the kickoff, because you've seen team sheets and stuff like that.
No, that's fine. So just DM Clown. I will put it obviously on my Discord, so you'll see it on Magic Team Discord. Where what the games will be, so you can have a look on there and put your predictions on there. And like Clown said, it's either got to be on my Discord or one of my nutties or Clown's DMs by 12 p.m. Saturday. So 12 p.m. tomorrow for your entry to count. And you've got to guess the correct score for 5 games to win the voucher. And what will happen is it will just roll over week on week.
Bearing in mind that the last one rolled on every single week. Just putting it out there.
It did, yeah. But we did change it for the Christmas period, didn't we? When we said you didn't have to guess
we
the
did
result.
say for the final week for the Boxing Day games, we were just going to do it as a result thing, and even then one team had to just let everyone down.
So so that's up for grabs. Watch out for that. I'll put on the Dizzy in the next half hour or so. Once I finish bits and bobs on here. But I want to thank everyone that came today to support me, Nutty, and Clown, bringing this show back. It's been out since just before New Year's, Clown, right?
No, we came. We originally started at the end of November.
Yeah, so we started, and then obviously we had a bit of a break because of technical stuff. We're back. It's
working perfect. New Year's.
It's working perfect now. So these shows are back. There will be every Friday at 8:00, bar next week. We will let you know what next week's date. I think it will be the Thursday.
Next week's show will be brought to you as an upload, so it will already be pre-recorded beforehand. But the 8:00 upload time will try and keep for everyone that generally comes in and watches us. So it will be there for you to view at 8. Just sad enough that it's not going to be live for you folks, but please leave your comments, any questions, and as always, I'll read through them. Magic will read through them. Nutty will read through them. If we want to reply to you there and then if we find it's a good point, then I'm happy enough to stick it in the next show as a pointer, and I'll bring it up for you. But I can only say repeat what
like boxing and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. What Nutty's just literally brought up. Today's been about the World Cup and the Premier League, but we're trying to be as diverse as possible with all the sports we talk about. So we've got some big boxing fights coming up. So if you're into boxing, that will be talked about. I know Kenster, you brought up last time with Toad about the Formula One. The season's now started. Kenster, you are welcome to come onto this call with your knowledge of F1, and we can have a discussion. My knowledge is not the greatest on it, but you're more than welcome to come on to have your debate and discussion on this call.
Might even bring you on a special guest. My brother works for McLaren.
So there we go. So we've got loads of things. It's our first one back for the year. Then we're going to continue this now and grow it. And we appreciate the support that you guys bring.
Always. One family, one love, people.
And so absolutely love the fact that all of you guys turned out today. And I will try to go and thank each and every one of you. If I can remember.
No, I'm just going to say it right now. I fucking love every single goddamn one of you.
But thank you for everyone that came in with the follows, with the comments. Appreciate every single one of you. And we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend, guys. From me, Nutty, Clown, anything last thing you want to say, boys?
And only just repeat what you said, really. Just push that further across. Can't believe the amount of support that has just come in on our return show. It's just, I knew I was nervous for a reason, and then I thought, nothing to be nervous about. No one's coming, and everybody come in like we've never been anywhere. And I'd just like to personally say welcome to Nutty, because I didn't actually get it in at the start of the show. Nutty's been an amazing friend of both me and Magic, and it is such an honour to have you alongside us as one of our co-hosts, brother.
Yes, chat. Nutty's a bit of a fucking dickhead, but we love him.
Just because he doesn't send you dirty feet.
Well, I was going to keep
you have
it
no
clean,
idea what he sends me. You ain't got a clue what he sends me.
What were you going to say, Nut?
It's not like that, chat. Magic is the instigator. I have proof. I will DM to every single one of you if you need it.
Right now, he actually can't, because supposedly you're not allowed to talk about it while the case is still ongoing.
I have emotional damage from the stuff that this man sends me. But yeah, no. Cheers for having me in. It's been good. Give me something to think about as well.
Nutty's going to be a regular, people. Nutty is definitely going to be a regular. So keep watching out for him. If you haven't followed him and subscribed to him, then please go over, show the love. Obviously, you're all here on Magic's. Obviously, I'm the Clown, 87, and then you've got Nutty D, who you can find mostly on Travo, but he is on Twitch as well.
Gaz, there is a return show. We do it every week, Fridays at 8. Just next week's show is going to have a different time, but everything else is there. Kenster, thank you.
I just had a brainwave as well, boys.
What's that?
I might even be able to do a live stream on the Tyson Fury Dylan White fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be actually there for the fight.
Yeah, he will be. Oh, you get double copyright.
If you get caught.
If you get caught, yeah.
They just blare it out.
We can do the show, and then you can come in with your live stream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we didn't get screwed. We didn't get screwed for it when Little Legs did it for us.
Oh yeah,
with the Man City game. So you never know.
You can always add it in as a clip at some point.
For your support,
thank you, everyone. I literally can't say it enough. You literally have been amazing, and we're still not going with that, Gaz. Like
I don't. Going with that, Gaz.
But all I'm gonna say, Gaz, is whatever you are doing at your house right now that is clearly illegal, I want some.
I mean, if Gaz thinks that Leeds United are winning a season, then I might as well take a £20 bet on Australia winning the World Cup.
Fuck that, I'm putting £20 in fucking Canada win the World Cup.
You're never going to let me live that down now, are you? Fuck's sake.
Okay, chat. Thank you very much.
For quite a quick though, to be fair.
Appreciate you all. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you soon. And again, like I said, appreciate every single one of you.
Peace, guys.
See you later, guys. Thank you.